If you're over 50 and your legs feel cold, heavy, or tired, this may not be just aging. Many people accept poor leg circulation as something normal, something unavoidable. But that belief quietly steals comfort, mobility, and independence over time. You may already be taking supplements. You may even be taking a multivitamin every day, yet your legs still feel weak, stiff, or numb, especially when you walk or stand for a while. The reason is simple. Most supplements do not support circulation in a meaningful way. In this video, I'm going to show you 3 specific vitamins that actually support healthy blood flow to the legs after 50. Not trends, not miracle pills, just nutrients that work with your body when they are used correctly. And one of them only works if you take it at the right time of day. Miss that detail, and you lose most of the benefit. Why leg circulation gets worse after 50. As people get older, changes in circulation rarely happen all at once. Most of the time, they develop slowly and quietly. At first, the body adapts, blood flow becomes slightly less efficient, but daily life continues without obvious problems. Over time, however, these small changes begin to stack on top of each other. One of the earliest changes happens inside the blood vessels themselves. Blood vessels are surrounded by layers of muscle that help them expand and contract. In a healthy system, these muscles relax easily when more blood is needed. With age, this relaxation becomes incomplete. The vessels do not fully open, even when the body asks them to. The result is a narrower passage for blood, especially on the long journey down to the legs and feet. Even a small amount of narrowing makes a difference. Blood has to work harder to move through tighter spaces. When gravity is added to the equation, the lower body becomes the first area to feel the impact. This is why legs often feel tired, heavy, or cold long before other parts of the body show symptoms. Another important change occurs in the structure of the vessel walls. When blood vessels are young and healthy, they are flexible and responsive. They expand with each heartbeat and gently return to their resting shape. This flexibility allows blood to move smoothly and helps maintain steady pressure throughout the system. As the years pass, minerals and metabolic byproducts begin to accumulate in the vessel walls. Over time, this buildup reduces elasticity. Stiffer vessels do not respond well to changes in blood flow. Instead of assisting circulation, they resist it. This resistance slows blood movement and places additional strain on the heart. In the legs, where blood must travel farther and work against gravity, this loss of flexibility becomes especially noticeable. There is also a third change that often goes unnoticed. Circulation is controlled not only by physical structures, but also by chemical communication. Blood vessels rely on signals to know when to relax, how long to stay open, and when to adjust to activity. As people age, these signals become weaker and less reliable. The body produces less of them, and they break down more quickly once released. Without strong signaling, blood flow becomes inconsistent. Some moments feel normal, while others feel restricted. This inconsistency explains why many people feel fine at rest, but notice discomfort, heaviness, or weakness when they start moving or standing for longer periods. When these 3 changes occur together, circulation in the legs begins to decline in a meaningful way. Narrower vessels reduce capacity. Stiffer walls limit responsiveness. Weaker signals fail to coordinate movement. The result is reduced blood delivery to the lower body. Cold feet are often the first sign. Heaviness and fatigue tend to follow. Over time, tingling, numbness, or a dull pressure sensation may appear. These symptoms are not random. They are signals that circulation is no longer being supported effectively. Many people assume this is simply what aging feels like. In reality, it reflects systems that are no longer receiving the support they need. General lifestyle advice alone is often not enough once these changes take hold. Targeted support becomes necessary. Support that helps blood vessels relax. Support that preserves flexibility. Support that strengthens circulation signaling. When circulation begins to fail, addressing these foundations makes the difference between temporary relief and lasting improvement. One of the most common limitations in aging circulation is the loss of vessel relaxation. Blood vessels may still be intact, but they no longer open as easily or as fully as they once did. When this happens, blood flow to the legs becomes restricted, even if the heart is pumping normally. This limitation is especially noticeable in the lower body. Blood must travel a long distance and work against gravity to reach the feet. If vessels remain partially tightened, circulation slows and pressure builds. Over time, this leads to the familiar sensations of coldness, heaviness, and early fatigue in the legs. A key nutrient involved in vessel relaxation is vitamin B3, often referred to as niacin. This vitamin plays a direct role in helping blood vessels release tension. When the vessel walls relax, the inner space widens, allowing blood to move with less resistance. This widening effect improves flow and reduces the effort required to push blood into the lower limbs. Many people believe they have already tried niacin without results. In most cases, the issue is not the nutrient itself, but how it is used. Very small amounts are commonly included in multivitamins. These doses are enough to prevent deficiency, but far too low to influence circulation in a meaningful way. When niacin is used at effective levels, the body often responds with a warming sensation in the skin. Some people notice redness or a feeling of heat across the face, chest, or arms. While this can be surprising at first, it reflects increased blood movement in small surface vessels. This response indicates that the vascular system is reacting. Blood is being redirected into areas that were previously receiving less flow. For individuals with chronically cold legs or feet, this change can feel significant. Another important effect of this vitamin relates to how blood moves through the vessels. Poor circulation is not only about tight vessel walls, it is also influenced by the thickness and flow characteristics of the blood itself. When blood is thicker or more resistant to movement, circulation slows, particularly in smaller vessels. Vitamin B3 supports smoother blood flow by reducing internal resistance. As blood becomes easier to move, it travels more freely through both large and small vessels. This reduces strain on the heart and improves delivery to the lower body. For many people, this combination of wider vessels and smoother flow reduces the sensation of pressure and heaviness in the legs. Walking becomes easier, and fatigue develops more slowly. Because this vitamin is powerful, it works best when introduced gradually. The body needs time to adapt to increased vessel relaxation. Consistent use at a moderate level allows the circulation system to respond safely and steadily. Over time, the initial warmth sensation often becomes less noticeable as the body adjusts. What remains is improved blood movement and better tolerance for daily activity. This type of support addresses one critical piece of circulation decline. It helps open the pathway so blood can move more freely. However, vessel relaxation alone does not solve everything. If the vessel walls themselves are stiff, blood flow will still face resistance. Structural flexibility is the next factor that determines whether circulation improvements last or fade. Even when blood vessels are able to relax, circulation can still remain limited if the vessel walls have lost their flexibility. This problem develops slowly and is often overlooked because it does not cause sharp symptoms at first. Instead, it quietly reduces how well blood vessels respond throughout the day. Healthy vessels are meant to move. With every heartbeat, they expand slightly and then return to their resting shape. This movement helps push blood forward and keeps pressure balanced. When vessels become stiff, that movement is reduced. Blood flow becomes less efficient, especially in areas far from the heart. In the legs, this loss of flexibility has a clear impact. Stiff vessels do not expand when more blood is needed, such as during walking or standing. Instead of adapting, they resist. Blood begins to pool in the lower limbs, and circulation slows further. This is one reason why legs may feel tight, swollen, or uncomfortable after periods of activity, or even after sitting for too long. A nutrient closely linked to vessel flexibility is vitamin K2. This vitamin plays a role in directing where calcium goes in the body. Calcium is essential for bones, but when it accumulates in the walls of blood vessels, it contributes to stiffness. Over time, this buildup reduces elasticity and limits how well vessels can respond to changes in blood flow. Vitamin K2 helps guide calcium away from soft tissues and toward areas where it is needed most. By supporting this balance, it helps preserve the natural flexibility of blood vessel walls. Flexible vessels are better able to expand, contract, and support steady circulation to the legs. Many people are familiar with calcium and vitamin D, but far fewer pay attention to vitamin K2. Without it, calcium management becomes less precise. This imbalance can quietly affect circulation long before any serious problems are detected. As vessel walls regain flexibility, blood moves with less resistance. Pressure in the lower body becomes more evenly distributed, and pooling is reduced. For many individuals, this leads to less swelling and a more comfortable feeling in the legs throughout the day. Another benefit of improved vessel flexibility is endurance. When circulation responds efficiently, muscles receive oxygen more consistently. This delays fatigue and supports longer periods of movement without discomfort. Walking, standing, and daily tasks place less strain on the lower body when blood flow is steady and responsive. It is important to understand that flexibility support works gradually. Changes in vessel structure do not happen overnight. Consistent support over time allows the body to adjust naturally and safely. The goal is not a sudden change, but a steady improvement in how vessels behave under everyday conditions. While vessel relaxation opens the pathway and flexibility keeps it responsive, circulation still depends on something else. Blood vessels must receive clear signals telling them when to open, how long to stay open, and how to coordinate with movement and posture. Without strong signaling, even healthy, flexible vessels may not respond at the right moments. That signaling system plays a major role in whether circulation remains stable from morning to night. Circulation is not only a physical process, it is also a communication system. Blood vessels constantly receive instructions telling them when to widen, when to narrow, and how to respond to changes in posture, temperature, and activity. These instructions allow circulation to adjust from moment to moment. As people age, the signaling system weakens. The body produces fewer of the chemical messengers responsible for controlling vessel behavior. At the same time, existing signals break down more quickly. The result is slower, less precise communication between the nervous system, the blood vessels, and the muscles. This breakdown is especially noticeable during the day. In the morning, circulation may feel acceptable. As hours pass, signaling efficiency drops. Blood vessels respond more slowly to standing, walking, or prolonged sitting. By afternoon or evening, legs often feel heavier, colder, or more fatigued than earlier in the day. A nutrient closely tied to this signaling process is vitamin B12. Vitamin B12 supports nerve health and helps maintain the communication pathways that regulate blood vessel movement. Nerves play a direct role in circulation by signaling vessels when to relax and how long to remain open. When B12 levels are low or poorly utilized, these signals become weaker and less reliable. This is one reason why circulation problems often appear alongside symptoms like numbness, tingling, or reduced sensation in the feet. These sensations reflect disrupted nerve signaling, which affects both feeling and blood flow at the same time. Vitamin B12 also contributes to the production of healthy red blood cells. These cells are responsible for carrying oxygen to the muscles and tissues of the legs. When red blood cells are not functioning optimally, oxygen delivery becomes less efficient, increasing fatigue and discomfort during movement. Many people assume they are getting enough vitamin B12. However, absorption becomes less efficient with age. Even when intake appears adequate, the body may struggle to extract and use this nutrient effectively. This is where timing becomes important. Vitamin B12 plays a role in maintaining alertness and nerve activity. When taken earlier in the day, it supports circulation signaling during the hours when the body is most active. This helps blood vessels respond appropriately to standing, walking, and regular movement. Taken too late in the day, its benefits for circulation signaling may be reduced. The body is preparing to slow down, and nerve activity naturally declines. Aligning B12 support with daytime activity allows the signaling system to function when it is needed most. Another factor affecting timing is consistency. Circulation signaling does not improve from a single dose. Nerve pathways require steady support over time. Regular daily intake allows signals to become clearer and more reliable, reducing the fluctuations that lead to heaviness and fatigue later in the day. As signaling improves, blood vessels respond more accurately. They open when muscles need oxygen and adjust smoothly when posture changes. This reduces pooling in the legs and supports steadier blood flow throughout the day. Improved signaling also enhances the benefits of vessel relaxation and flexibility. When all three systems work together, circulation becomes more resilient, blood reaches the legs more efficiently, pressure stays balanced, and daily activity feels less demanding. When signaling support is missing, even relaxed and flexible vessels may not perform well. They need clear instructions to function properly. Strengthening this communication system helps circulation remain stable rather than unpredictable. By supporting vessel relaxation, preserving flexibility, and restoring strong signaling, circulation in the legs can improve in a meaningful and lasting way. These foundations work together to address the underlying causes of circulation decline rather than masking symptoms. This integrated approach is what allows blood flow to stay consistent from morning through evening, supporting comfort, warmth, and mobility in the lower body. When circulation support is approached one piece at a time, results are often inconsistent. One day the legs feel lighter, another day they feel heavy again. This happens because circulation is a system, not a single switch. Each part depends on the others to work properly. When blood vessels relax but lack flexibility, improvement is limited. When vessels are flexible but receive weak signals, response is delayed. When signaling improves but vessels remain narrow, blood still struggles to reach the legs. Lasting improvement only happens when these systems are supported together. As blood vessels relax more easily, blood encounters less resistance at entry points. This allows circulation to begin smoothly. Flexible vessel walls then respond to each heartbeat, gently assisting blood movement instead of resisting it. Clear signaling ensures these adjustments happen at the right time, especially during standing, walking, and daily activity. When these elements align, circulation becomes stable rather than reactive. One of the first noticeable changes is temperature regulation. Feet and lower legs tend to stay warmer throughout the day. This warmth reflects improved blood delivery rather than surface-level stimulation. It often appears gradually and becomes more consistent over time. Another common change is reduced heaviness. As blood moves more freely, pressure in the lower limbs becomes more evenly distributed. This reduces the sensation of tightness that often builds up after sitting or standing for long periods. Legs feel lighter, and movement requires less effort. Fatigue patterns also begin to shift. Instead of feeling drained early in the day, many people notice they can stay active longer before discomfort sets in. Muscles receive oxygen more efficiently, allowing them to work with less strain. Recovery after activity becomes quicker and more predictable. Balance and stability may also improve. Circulation plays a role in how muscles respond to movement and posture. When blood flow and nerve signaling are consistent, the lower body reacts more smoothly to changes in position. This supports steadier movement and greater confidence while walking. It is important to understand that these changes build gradually. Circulation systems adapt over weeks, not days. The body needs time to adjust vessel behavior, improve flexibility, and strengthen signaling pathways. Sudden expectations often lead to disappointment, even when progress is happening beneath the surface. Consistency matters more than intensity. Moderate, steady support allows the body to respond naturally. Large fluctuations or irregular use tend to confuse the system rather than help it. Circulation responds best to predictable patterns. Lifestyle factors also influence results. Gentle movement encourages blood flow and reinforces signaling pathways. Staying hydrated supports blood volume and flow characteristics. Avoiding long periods of inactivity helps prevent pooling in the legs. These habits do not replace targeted support, but they amplify its effects. Another factor often overlooked is patience. Many circulation issues develop over years. Expecting instant reversal creates unnecessary frustration. Meaningful improvement comes from restoring balance rather than forcing change. As circulation stabilizes, symptoms that once felt unavoidable begin to fade into the background. Cold sensations lessen, heaviness becomes less frequent, daily activities feel more manageable. This does not mean circulation becomes perfect. It means it becomes supported. Supported systems perform better under stress. They adapt more easily and recover more quickly. This resilience is what allows the lower body to stay functional and comfortable as the years pass. When circulation works as a coordinated system, the legs receive what they need when they need it. Blood flow becomes steady, predictable, and efficient. That stability is what ultimately supports long-term comfort, mobility, and independence.